What's up guys, Abod here and this is Whilelab YouTube channel, and here we are with day 28 of 30 days of code, and today's video is about regex, patterns and intro to databases. It's basically about regex, but they want to, anyway, so let's see what's the task about. So consider a database table. We have, okay, I'll explain it in my way. So we'll be given a list of usernames, okay, like first names and emails, and what we should do is first filter all the emails that are not in the gmail.com domain. So for example, this email will be removed, and only this one, and the rest of the emails should be ordered alphabetically based on the names. So we'll start with Julia, as you can see here, then Rhea, then Samantha, then Tanya, and so on. First thing we want to do is come up with the regex pattern. So let me try to explain regex. Regex is basically you write an expression that describes the data you are looking for, or the type of text you are looking for, and based on that expression it will highlight or will get you the data you want. So for example, if I paste the emails over here, so here I have a list of emails. Okay, now in regex, like, it takes time to learn it, but I will try to explain it and simplify as simple as possible. So let's say right now I want to get the dots, okay, this .com, .me, so on. So if I write here just dot, here's what happens: matches any character. Okay, and here I need to use the escape. Okay, so now as you can see, every dot in this text is highlighted. Now let's say I only want the .com, so I would what I do is just write .com, and as you can see here, just by the way, this backslash is just to escape. Okay, matches the character. As you can see now, it matches the character dot, literally case sensitive, and this matches the COM. So now, as you can see, all the .com got highlighted. Now what's cool about this is if I just cut this, let's say here, I can use a sort of list, okay, just like you would do list in Python, and write a letter. For example, I want to highlight all the letters from A to D. Now here, if I write any letters, as you can see, any letter between A and D, and A and D included, will be highlighted. So we have C here, A, we have C, A, D, 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 D. That's a cool thing. Now another thing is you can do is you can add a plus over here. This is a quantifier. If you hover over it, you'll see unlimited times, okay, matches between 1 and unlimited times, as many times as possible, giving back as needed. So now if I wrote E, B, C, D, you see they are all highlighted in chunks, one chunk, but without this it would take every letter as a single finding or a single result. When we add this, it looks for it as a whole word. That's great and all. Now here's another thing. Let's see what are the requirements over here. So our email, first thing we want to check if it's gmail.com. okay, so we'll start from right to left. So first thing we want to check, let me return the emails over here, okay, so we can test on it. First thing we want to check if it's gmail@gmail.com, right? So now we got that gmail.com, but I want to get the whole email. So what I would do also, check the constraints. So here, each of the first names consists of lowercase letters A and Z. So first here, so the name, the username, would be any letter between A and Z. So that works. And since we want a whole word, not just a letter, we'll add a plus here, so it gets us the whole email. Now you can see here, if I remove this, now you can see here we've got almost all the Gmail accounts. Now for edge cases, each of the email ID consists of lowercase letters a and z and dot. So we want to take care of this. So what we'll do here is add the dot. So we account for the dot, and here's one thing or two things, is that if we added another letter here, so if there is anything after the .com, we want to disregard it. Okay, so what we would do is add the dollar symbol over here. So this checks if there must be nothing after it. So if there is, like in this example, we have the a, I've added an a, it just disregarded it. If I remove the a, it will be added. Now that's cool. Now we can also do that at the beginning of the text using this symbol. Now if there is any letter, or for example, let's say space, it got disregarded. And if there is anything other than the requirements we wrote over here, for example underscore, it got disregarded because this is not in our expression over here. So now this is our pattern to, or our regex expression to find the emails. So we will need this. Let's copy it. Then I'll come in here. Okay, now the first thing we want to do is I will create a dictionary over here, call it accounts. Here we will store our accounts. So we will say accounts, and for each loop over here, which is would iterate through the range of n, we will add a new key, and it would be email ID, a new key in the accounts dictionary, and it would equal, or its value would be the first name. Cool. Now I don't want that to be for all accounts. I wanted to do this only if the account matches our pattern. So what I would do is if RE, which stands for regex, and it's been imported over here, as you can see. This is like the local, the built-in library to deal with regex in Python. Then I would call match. Now this match method, what it returns is whether it's true, okay, whether it matches or not. So here I can pass our regex, and then I pass the text that I want to check. So then I just indent this. So if I just make this smaller, okay, so as you can see here now, if regex.match this expression, if email ID matches this expression, then add the email ID key and make its value the first name. Now what this would do is, now if we came here and print accounts and run the code, you would notice that we would only get the Gmail accounts. So here you can see this julia.me. If you would come in our output, it does not exist because it does not match this expression. Now cool. Now the only thing we want to do now is sort the names based on the alphabetical order and print the names only. So how we would do that is, first we'll call as names sorted. We'll create a new list, call it names sorted, and it would be called the sorted method, and what we would pass is accounts dot values. Now values means the names, because as we said here, that for the dictionary, for each key, its value would be the first name. So here we're getting all the values as a list, and then we are sorting them, and by default the sorted function sorts them alphabetically or in the alphabetical order. Then last thing we want to do is print the names sorted, and since it's a list, we will use this to unpack. And since we want each name, now if I print it like this, you'd notice that they will be printed in the same line, but it wants them to be, okay, each name in a single line. Now we got the order right and everything, it's just we want each name to be in a single line. So what we would do here in the print, since we are unpacking a list, we can use the separator, okay, just SEP and make it equals new line. In Python, new line is \n. Now this sample \n represents a new line. Now if I run the code now, it would print each name in a different line, and yeah, you see, congratulations, it works, and each name is in its own line. Let's submit the code. Perfect, guys. So yeah, thank you for watching. Subscribe so you don't miss upcoming videos, and make sure to hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and see you in the next one. Peace out.